Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Stay Away Nomad and I am featuring my 8 weeks young starter locks, and I just did a retwist not long ago. They are looking so nice, so fresh. I'm literally glistening. Today I'm giving a quick update on my 2-month young locks, as well as responding to Keisha Charmaine's starter lock expectations, just to give you an idea of how my journey has been going on and if it is accurate, the expectations that she has mentioned. As well, I'm also going to give a little rundown of my intentions for my locks at different stages of the locking process, as well as different lengths. So stay tuned. Okay, so to give you a quick update on my 2-month young locks, I can say so far that my experience has been very easygoing. It's low maintenance for the most part. I just put it under do-rags or scarves at night and during the day if I'm on the couch, just mainly to not be in contact with the furniture and the material. Every other day I will mist with water, as well as add an oil just to seal in the hydration and the moisture. And I'm currently thinking of adding rose water because it has been suggested more than once. So I am looking to do that in the next upcoming days and see how that works with my oil mixture. As well, I have kept up with my rice water rinse. I've only done 1 week without. I just tried water, like wash and go type of situation, and I quite liked it. I still think I will keep up with the rice water since it's only every 2 weeks or every other week, and maybe alternate with like a wash and go from time to time if I feel like the rice water isn't necessary. As well, I am still using my black soap, and I am doing the hot oil treatment every time I retwist. Actually, my most recent retwist was last weekend, and I could say that it's very refreshed and the locks are still uniform, and you could see signs of budding. It is quite frizzy when I wash it, but I don't mind since I retwist every 2 weeks so far. So now let's get into Keisha Charmaine's expectation and see if it actually matches with my experience. Expectation number 1. So she says that you should expect, especially if you started your locks with comb coils, that they will be shorter than what you expected. And I definitely agree. Luckily for me, I started with short hair, so I didn't expect any length at all. I was quite happy with how it turned out. It looked pretty much like my twist that I was doing as a protective style on my loose natural hair, so I don't mind at all. Like I said before, I really like short hairstyles on me, and it allows me to not fuss with my hair. I think if my hair was longer, I would be thinking of more styles, and at this stage you should barely be touching your locks. You just want to let them do what they're doing. So she's right. Expectation number 2. Expect to be tempted to pull on them. Like I said, since my hair is short and I'm not like really thinking about length right now, it's not like if I'm constantly tugging on them to see like how long are they, where is it reaching. Like I don't even think it's reaching my eyebrows, to be honest. And am I gonna try this right now? No. Because I don't tug on them. I really want to let them do what they need to do, and I try to stay satisfied with only touching them when I'm washing them or when I'm applying oil, or else I am glad to just put my scarf and let it do its thing. Now, expectation number 3, expect budding and frizziness. She's totally right. From the moment that I did my first wash and second wash and even third wash, I keep observing for budding, because this is just a sign that your hair is locking. So in the first stages, like especially right now, you could see that there's a little bit of budding, and it does get frizzy, especially when I wash my hair or rinse my hair. You could barely see the pattern of my parts, but with retwisting, you are essentially maintaining it back together. So I don't mind. And frizziness also means thickness, so I actually embrace that stage, but definitely right about budding and frizziness, especially during your first few months. And now, expectation number 4, expect them to be stiff, especially with the finger coils and my loctician using the tea tree gel and wax. It was super stiff at the beginning. It is still stiff right now because they're so short and there's no weight to them, so like they're not going anywhere. But also with the stiffness, it allows me to keep a certain style. So like right now they're just down and the way they're supposed to fall. So for me, it's actually reassuring, the stiffness, except for when I have like a random stiff hair that's like not quite placed the way I like it. But that's just how the process works, and that's okay. Now, expectation number 5, expect hair to be dry. And that's why I insist on keeping a moisture routine, because your hair still acts in the way that your loose natural hair did. And if you needed to add moisture to your hair just to keep them fresh and keep them healthy, then luckily, it's more likely that your locks will also dry out and that you will need to refresh them and to moisturize them. So I agree, your hair does get dry, and that's why I keep up with a bit of misting and oil. And lastly, her expectation was that you need to give your locks time to lock. And I definitely agree, especially with my past journey. It took a long while to lock, and it actually taught me patience. So I am definitely patient enough to see this lock journey to the end of it. And that's why I'm also planning certain goals for my hair, just to be excited for the next steps, but patient for when they come. So on that note, let's move on to my intentions for my locks. So what I did is I looked into a length chart for locks, and I will put the picture somewhere over here or over here. And basically with that in mind and the lock process, which is basically a combination of starter locks or baby locks when your hair is in the process of budding, and then teenager locks when they're almost all locked but they don't have the maturity to to be completely locked and tight and have some weight to it, or like some dead hair to it, to make them fall, which happens in the mature stage. So with that in mind, let's start with the first stage, which is my baby locks right now and my intentions for them, which is basically to not touch them at all and let them do their thing. Keep up with the protective style, which for me is mostly to cover them, which includes my do-rags, my berets, my toques, but also I am thinking, since my hair is so flat right now and that there's not much to do with them, I am thinking of adding wigs to my journey, and I will possibly put it on my channel, so you will get to see what wigs on locks are all about. And when my locks get to a teenage stage and I know that they are pretty much locked and I wouldn't be interrupting the process, I am thinking of every other retwist, or when I feel like it, and after. What I mean is, after a retwist, I would like to possibly add some braids or twist to my hair. I've done that on my previous journey and it was very beneficial because it was basically a style while your hair is retwisted, and also because I have been contemplating attaching my old locks just to have a bob hairstyle for a little bit. And to stall on that idea, I will probably be doing extensions that I could remove more easily, because combining is usually like threading and you will need like some help to remove it whenever you feel like it. So I'm just gonna do braids and extensions until my hair, and also because my hair is short, so it's easier to do braids because you're just like braiding part of the lock and then the rest will be all extensions, so it makes it pretty easy. It's also the way that I incorporated a color to my hair, so yeah, that's something I'm definitely gonna reproduce in this set of locks. Now the next length chart stage will be the collarbone length, and I also included a shoulder length because they're not far apart. But for that length, I'm thinking of having a bob or a lob. This is the reason why I want to combine my hair, because I want it so bad and I wouldn't feel as guilty, or I wouldn't feel so uncomfortable cutting off the length in order to make it the symmetrical style that it is, whilst knowing that my hair growing to that length and having to like trim it would kind of make me sad, but it's something to consider because I really want that style. I would also like to do some turban styles, something like more of an updo and where my hair is covered, because I do like to cover my hair most of the time. It's just less of a fuss, and also it doesn't allow people to feel so comfortable knowing that they see something that they can't touch but they're curious about. I don't know, it just sometimes I don't want to invite the questions, so I like to just cover my hair. But yeah, so turbans or else hair down. I think for the most part I'm going to work on having my hair down, because on my first set of locks I did do a lot of hairstyles and I think in a certain way it damaged my growth, right, since it thinned. So I'm working on having my hair down. As well, since it will have a little length, I'm thinking during my retwists I might put them in a couple of styles, like some buns, I just like those intricate styles. I'll try to put pictures in, but what I like to do is play with extensions, like I said. So I might include some like afro puffs and make it a mix of like locks and afro puffs. And especially during that length, because I think it's a length that I achieved on my last set before I cut them. It was the shoulder length, and I did for my hair up front, since they were up to like my mouth, I would say, it was easy to do pipe cleaners and have them as bangs around my eyebrows. So I'm possibly going to do that again, a sort of bang style with some updo in the back. So that's my plan for that stage of length. The next one, I'm just looking at my notes, but I also forgot that when I do updos, I like to add some scarves, and I will probably put pictures of what I mean with the bangs and the scarves and whatever. And as well, I saw one of the members of Oshun, which is this group that I love from New York. She's actually, well, the one that I'm talking about, she's actually relocating, which is something I would love to do eventually. But to not get on a tangent, she likes to put Cory shells at the end of her locks. And I think with like short locks, having the Cory shells kind of added a little edge, which I loved, and also color, which I used to do with elastics, and what I'm planning to do with my next length for my locks, which is armpit length and bra strapped. And what I mean by adding elastics to do styles is that I would love to try protective styles on my hair, well, on my locks. Keisha Charmaine and also Chloe and Hallie, they do that a lot with braids and twists on their own hair, and adding like little elastics at the end for a pop of color is so cute, so 90s. Barrettes, hair clips, butterfly clips, that's everything that I would like to do during that stage. As well, I'm also thinking of doing cornrows. They're super cute. I think they'll like make it something easy to just leave in your hair after a retwist. And if ever I want to do something like more like another protective style, I could do crochet on top of the cornrows, which I've done before on my locks, and I loved it. So it's an idea and a plan for that length, as well as possibly dye my hair. I'm not comfortable with bleach, but I am thinking of a wax paint hair, which I would put on the tips or even on the full length of the hair, depending on how I like my experience. But around that length, I think it would be fun to play with the colors and also play with the different styles and the accessories. And then for the next length, which is mid-back length and waist length, one of my gold length, to be very honest. I just love to play, I just love that length because you could have it long and like down to your back, but you could also have it short by doing lock knots or lock petals, and even doing like very majestic looks with turbans. So that's what I'm planning for that length. And finally, when it comes to hip length and beyond, I am thinking of exploring my hair in a different way, possibly leaving it down for a little while, doing like ponytails and braids down to my back, but I would also like to eventually uncomb some parts of it, maybe cut it completely, or cut it into a bob again and reattach them eventually, or maybe like even start a new set of like micro locks or freeform locks. I don't know, but I've always like, I want to have that hair to do, to like keep and maybe even pursue that same lock journey. But I also think that I could always try something new and always start again, you know, like I could start 1,000 of times, and like every lock journey is going to be different, and that's what I admire about it. But on that note, I would like for you to comment what is your expectations for my lock journey, and I will possibly consider doing a lookbook for my hair journey, just to keep up with all these styles that I promised myself to do. And like this video if you agree and if you think that I should do a lookbook for these styles as well. Subscribe and come see me for my next update. Bye guys.